In 2016, Hillary Clinton got 2.8 million more votes than Donald Trump, yet she didn't become the US president. Instead, it was Donald Trump who reached the White House because he got the right votes in the right states. Yes, the US elections are very tricky and complicated to understand. Let me try my best to explain how one of the leading democracies in the world votes and why swing states matter. This time, the fight is between Republican candidate Donald Trump and Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. We are just weeks away from the most watched election in the world. Americans will vote for the next president on 5th of November 2024, who will serve a term of 4 years in the White House starting 2025. It's important to note that the presidential elections always take place on a Tuesday. It's a rule. According to the latest opinion poll by the New York Times, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are locked in a neck-and-neck fight that shows that the voters are extremely divided. Now, how does the US election work? There are 50 states in the US. Like I said, the winner is not the person who gets the most votes across the country. Instead, both candidates compete to win something called Electoral College votes across these 50 states. When voters go to polls to pick a president, they usually only see the names of the presidential and vice presidential candidates. However, they are actually voting for a group of electors. Remember this word. अभी इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज क्या है? Who are the electors now? The US presidential election works on the principle of the winner takes it all. This is the rule, meaning whichever candidate wins the highest number of votes in a state is awarded all of the state's electoral college votes. Simply put, there are a total of 538 electoral college votes, and to win the US presidency, a candidate needs to win 270 or more electoral college votes. It is possible for a candidate to win the most votes nationally, like Hillary Clinton did in 2016, but still be defeated by the Electoral College. Remember, Trump had secured 304 electoral votes in 2016. Another example. If a candidate leads in a state with 400 or 4 million votes, he or she will win the entire state. The Electoral College votes are allocated on the basis of a state's population. For example, California, which is the most populous state, has 54 Electoral College votes, New York has 28, Texas 40, and the least populous states like Delaware and Washington, D.C. have just 3 votes. So what will happen on the 5th of November? The ballot box will have the name of the president and the ordinary Americans will vote. However, they will not directly vote for the president. They will actually vote for somebody called electors. Remember? 538 electors that make up the Electoral College of respective states. Now, the elector's name may or may not appear on the ballot box. Once we know who won a state's popular vote, for example, if Kamala Harris or Donald Trump are leading in a particular state or they have won the popular vote in state 1, then their respective party, say the Republican or the Democratic Party, will appoint the electors for that state. Now, electors have already pledged their support for a certain candidate. They are hardcore loyalists. Now, the winning candidate's party selects these individuals who are electors. It is very rare that these electors flip or change sides. But what happens if they do? They are called faithless electors. This happened in 2016 as well, when a historic number of so-called faithless electors, 7 of them in total, voted for candidates other than those they had pledged to support. 5 turned against Hillary Clinton, 2 turned against Donald Trump. It was the first election since 1948 to feature more than one faithless elector. Once the ordinary citizens vote on 5th of November, the electors will be appointed by December 11th, 2024. Then on December 17th, these electors from each state will meet to cast their vote. It's a formality. It's understood that they will vote for the person who's leading from that particular state, and they'll vote for the president and vice president. Then the Congress will count the vote on January 6th. Remember, it was on the same date, that is January 6th, 4 years ago, that a mob of Trump supporters had attacked the US Capitol building 2 months after he lost. Once the votes are counted, then on January 20th, the new president will take oath. All eyes are going to be on the 7 swing states. A swing state is where candidates of both the Democratic and Republican parties have similar levels of support. Nevada, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona are some of the swing states.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV18 on all of our digital platforms.